Greetings all and welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to look at this Pioneer SX-3700 receiver and figure out what it needs just so I can get parts ordered and start doing that whole process again. I wasn't planning on actually getting to this receiver anytime soon, but I was sitting there and I was working on this CTF-900 over here, and I came to realize that if this thing takes longer for me to service than I think it will, I could possibly need yet another video ready to go just in case. So that's what we're doing today. Also, my TAC V900X, the supercapacitor that's responsible for the Autel memory, has failed in it now. So I've decided I really need to get going on the new capacitors for that deck as well. And I think there's another deck I've been putting off that I've got parts on order for, or that I want to have parts on order for. Anyway, this isn't my first choice as to the next Fluoroscan unit to buy. I was actually looking for the integrated amplifiers because I'm not really a receiver guy specifically, but unfortunately I couldn't find an SA8800 or SA9800 for anything like a reasonable price because eBay prices are insane, just like everything else these days. So, yeah, I ended up with the SX-3700 because the 3800 and 3900 were way too expensive. Yeah, I'm not sure how many vintage receivers I'm going to get into on this channel just because they are so expensive, but I've got this one, so we'll make it work. Eventually, I want to use this for bench testing tape decks on the channel, so yeah, that's what it's doing here. I'll probably use it for other things as time goes by, but whatever. We need to get into this now just so I can confirm that the parts I've got sitting in my DigiKey cart are actually appropriate for this machine. So let's look over the condition first. Okay, immediately we've got a bunch of bent controls here. I'm going to have to straighten those out somehow. Couple of tape monitor loops, that's always good. Very dirty, as you can see. I'm glad to see that this hasn't been broken off. I was looking at two other SX-3700s besides this one, and I think one of them had this broken off and the other one had two of these buttons missing. So yeah, I picked the one I figured I could deal with the easiest. The volume knob is missing, however, I still have my Sanyo 2033 receiver, so I'm just going to use this knob from that receiver. I'll just stick that on there now, just so we can test this thing. But yeah, condition isn't that great, so as you can see here, there's a bunch of damage to the side panels. I'm not sure if this is worth trying to refurbish or restore visually, but as long as I can get this working electrically, I'm okay with it being in this kind of shape. I have thought about maybe swapping out these panels and maybe custom making new panels, but I'm not sure about that yet. I'll have to think about that some more. Around back, we've got an intact AM antenna. That's always good. I don't see too many issues with anything back here. AM stereo for some reason. Very unlikely I'll be able to find an interface box for that. And even if I were to find an interface box for that, there's only one AM station in Saskatchewan still broadcasting AM stereo, and it's in Melfort, which is, probably about 6 hours away as the crow flies. So, yeah, I wouldn't pick that up anyway. And FM is a non-starter here because, yeah, there are no FM stations, and I'm in the valley. And the nearest FM station is 150 kilometers away, so there's no picking that up here. Nice dirty RCA connectors here. I'll have to clean those up for sure. This thing's kind of sticking down. I'm not too worried about that. That's the B output. Now, what did the seller say was wrong with this unit? Well, from the way he talked about this, I don't think there's anything actually very much wrong with it at all. He said one channel was low on the A speakers and the other channel was low on the B speakers, and that's probably going to be these two switches. So either that or the speaker protection relay is going out, and I'm going to replace that relay anyway. I could try to refurbish the relay and bring it back around, but if I want to use this for the next 20 to 30 years, I'll just replace it. Unfortunately, that relay is a $20 part, but it is what it is. Okay, so how about we plug her in and see what we got? And I can hear the comments now. You should be dim bulb testing this thing if you're serious about it. Well, it's basically no point to doing that because the seller already had it fired up. So yeah, basically no point to even trying to save anything. And plus, if I blow something up, it just makes for a better video when I get around to the servicing video on this thing. Okay, power on. And I heard the relay click in, so there is no issues with the power amp, apparently. We've got our display. We've got our quartz-locked FM stereo dealy there. Tuning display is working. And of course, like I said, there is no FM station nearby. Man, I just love these Fluoroscan units. They just look so good. I've thought about bringing in some more stuff from Japan based on this line of units, but unfortunately the Japanese Fluoroscan units don't have the blue display. They're more conventional style meters and displays, so I'm still on the fence about whether or not to do that. Otherwise, I could get the Japanese equivalent for the CTF 950, 850, and 800 over there much cheaper than I can over here. But I want to test this FM tuner. But yeah, I should mention I'm using these two boombox speakers for testing the outputs because it doesn't really matter if they die or not. But let's see if we can get audio. Yeah, I can hear hissing in the outputs. I've got the speakers on the A channel, and I'm noticing that there are no lights in there. Have to replace all those. And I think I'm going to convert these over to LED. And you know what? I'm not even sure the dial lights are working. Oh, at least a couple of them are. I know you can't see them too well, but see if I can get you down here from this angle. Yeah, you can see the dial lights in there. I'm going to stick with incandescent for the dial lights because I really don't like the LED look when it comes to these. I would rather have them look as they came out of the factory, but as far as these indicators, those I will go LED for all day long. Okay, so let me fire up my my doohickey over here, this thing, so we can give it an FM station to latch onto. Let's see, I forget exactly which frequency I had that set for. Even though I can't pick up anything here, I would like the tuner working. Okay, what is this set for again? 87.9. Nothing there. Let me see if I can come up with an FM antenna. Okay, so I've got a wire loop connected between the balanced inputs on the back there, and it looks like we've got a signal now. It's a little bit off frequency though. Showing 88.0 there, but it's 87.9 on the, or 87.9, I think. Yeah, that's the frequency. Well, this thing's working a little weird here. It's picking it up, but it's not quite locking on the way it should be. Anyhow, let me start the my other phone here playing some music, and we'll see if it works. Should be playing now, I would think. Huh. Okay, that's dirty. And there's something going on with the balance control because we've got both channels. And the balance isn't affecting it. Yeah, that control's dirty too. I got it working now, kind of. But then we knew all these controls would be dirty. Yeah, and I noticed when it was still working in stereo that there were some issues there with the with distortion on that channel, so yeah, FM stereo really needs to have some help here, this switch. But at least that works. So let's go over to AM. See if I can pick up the local station. Hey, we've got an indicator light on that one. That's the local station there. When did they start playing Tom Cochrane? That was a country station. Volume control is very dirty. Glad to see this meter's working. Well, we've got stereo back on this FM here. I'm guessing a lot of the issues with the sound on this is going to be crappy capacitors in the EQ circuit, but I kind of intended to recap that anyway. I've decided not to do a full recap on this machine now because all the parts in my DigiKey card are adding up to quite a lot of money, so yeah. Yeah, I think this will work well once we get to the point that it's somewhat restored. Okay, we've got another indicator light in the phono section. An AM, but no FM or auxiliary. Okay, like I said, I'm doing LEDs here anyway. I've had a look at the schematics, and apparently these indicators run off 8 volts DC, and I think these are 8 volts AC, so I'm going to have to do a little rectification over here in order to get the LEDs to work on these, but that should be no problem. I'll just wire it in a 1N 4004 or something like that in series, and that should take care of that. But yeah, we've seen that it needs help, and there's going to be a long service video attached to this one. I just know it, but only thing left to do now is to get inside this unit, and so I can make sure the caps I've got in my DigiKey card are going to work for this. So before we get to the actual innards of this unit, I just wanted to have a look at the side panel situation here to see how hard or easy it would be to make new side panels for this, and I don't think it would be very hard at all, actually. Alright, so what are we dealing with for panel thickness here? .6 millimeters, or 15.7, something like that. So standard 15 millimeter stock would be good for replacing these, if I decide to do that. I'm still not sure yet. But let's get to the insides. Well, this thing's seen some dirt in its day. Extremely dirty it is. There's our speaker protection relay right down there. See if I can get a better look at it. This is an FRL 264 D024/04AL or ASR 033A Pioneer part number. So that is compatible with the one I've got sitting in my DigiKey cart right now. It's a 4-pole double throw, and I think the way Pioneer has it is 2 contacts for one channel and the other 2 contacts for the other channel, or 2 sets of contacts, that is. I don't know. I'd have to take off the bottom plate and look at the contacts underneath to make sure, but I think that's how they have it. I believe this relay is rated as 3 amps per contact. So if they've got them doubled up, that's 6 amps, which should be plenty for a 45 watt per channel receiver like this one. So yeah. Good Lord, is this dirty. I would love to do a Trevor's bench and put all these circuit boards in a ultrasonic cleaner, but I don't have one, and I have no plans on getting one anytime soon. So that's probably not going to happen. All right. What I want to look at right now are the main filter caps, because those are the ones that are going to be hard to track down. Looks like Nikon, 8200 microfarads, 50 volts. What is the diameter? Looks like 30.7 roundabout. So yeah, I think I can get the ones in the DigiKey cart to work. They're 15,000 instead of 8200. So yeah, I will be going up significantly in capacity on those 2 caps. The rest of these will get done. This is the power supply, so they're all getting done. As for the rest of it, oh good Lord, look at the dust in here. This is why the tuner's not working too well. There's so much dust in there clogging up the tuning capacitor that it's crazy. And I know what you're thinking, just spray contact cleaner in there. Well, you can't do that with that. That's a capacitor. If you spray contact cleaner in there, you will ruin it. But I can't stand this. I'll be right back. Now, normally it's best to use a air compressor to blow all that stuff out, but all I've got is this. This is my lens cleaning tool for photography. It's a rocket blower, so I'm just going to blow it out this way. This is basically all you want to do when it comes to tuning capacitors. Just blow them out real good. That's all you need to do. That might have already improved the performance of the tuner. I'm not going to check because I don't really want to power this up again until I've got new caps over there, but yeah, that's the idea there. But yeah, just mostly general maintenance on this thing. Pull it apart, clean all the controls, which may involve me actually desoldering parts and doing it that way, but who knows. Actually, you know what? It might be good if I... Well, no. Oh, great. Those completely self-destructed. Trying to get them out. Maybe I do have to go LEDs. Just to get something back in there that works now. I shouldn't have done that, should I? Oh, maybe I can find a way to get those in there again. I was just curious as to what kind of bulbs this thing uses. 8 volts, 3 amps. Had to be 8 volts, didn't it? Anyway, you know what? I'm going to risk powering it up again real quick here just to see if those lamps are working, all 3 of them. Yes, I know what I just said. Okay, only one is still working, so yeah. These do need... Oh, we got one working just by percussive maintenance. I've got some 6-volt lamps like this, but not 8-volt. So I don't know if there's a way for me to fix this up so I can clip it in place or something. That's probably what I'll end up doing. But we'll see. I'm not worried about it right now. So good thing I checked on that because my 6-volt lamps will not work here. See if I can unplug it while I'm still holding you. Okay, it's got that kind of a base to it, so I'm going to leave that lamp out just so I can try to find more. And yeah, I am going to stick to the incandescent. I'm not going to bother with LEDs here. I do have some white LEDs in the order, but I don't think I want to use them. Problem with LEDs is they're directional, the light pattern on them, so I'd really kind of like to get this staying as close to factory fresh as possible. So yeah, I think most of the stuff I've got in the DigiKey order are going to work for this. I'll leave the top off this for now, just so I can come back and reference it, but yeah, I think we've got a good solid platform to work on here. You'll remember that this is nowhere near my specialty when it comes to repairs, so good to start out kind of light. I suppose I could have found one more broken than this to work on, but I'd rather just start out with something easy like this. But yeah, that is my Pioneer SX-3700. Time to go finalize my DigiKey order and get the parts moving. Anyhow, that's going to be it for today, guys. I'll see you next time. Take care.